I was so encouraged yesterday by Pastor Steve's message about welcoming one another just as Christ has welcomed us. And it's past tense. It's to say that he has, in fact, accomplished the work that allows God to be in a right relationship with us by our faith in his son Jesus. And so as I've been reading, and it's amazing how you can read the Bible for decades and yet run across new things all the time. In John chapter 13, this is the chapter where Jesus washed the feet of the disciples, and it's striking to me, a reminder that Jesus in fact washed all of the disciples' feet. In the middle of John chapter 13, Jesus washes Judas's feet. And then he says that I know that one of you is against me. In fact, one of you will betray me. And yet he still washes Judas's feet. And in the next phrase, in the next section of John 13, he in fact gives Judas permission to go and betray him. He says, go out and do what you're about to do. And it's just striking to me that as Jesus calls us into a relationship with his Father, with him, and with the Spirit, that by faith in Jesus, we are so rooted in him that we could in fact do the same thing that Jesus did, which is to welcome all people just as he has welcomed us, even those who turn out to be our enemies, those who turn out to betray us. And it's true that there are people, even right now in your own life, that you feel like are your enemies, and yet the call of the Christian, the call of Christ, because he died for you, we can die for others. We can sacrifice for others. And in fact, that's what we do because of Jesus, but we also do it for Jesus. In fact, welcoming one another and sacrificing for others points the attention and gives the glory to God alone. It says of you and me that we're humble enough to know that it's God who deserves the glory because he first loved us. And so even in John chapter 13, we can see yet again that Jesus laid down his life for you and for me, but he also laid down his life for those who might betray him. And to the very end, he gives opportunities for even his enemies to turn. Now we know the story of Judas does not end well, but we know that your story and my story can end well by believing in Jesus and by practicing that same hospitality, that same welcome that Jesus did for you and for me. And so even today, just as Steve preached yesterday on welcoming one another just as Christ welcomed you and me from Romans 15:7, today we can welcome one another just as Christ welcomes you and me for his glory.